What's up, people?
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, my friend.
We're joined by our errand member.
Our esteemed colleague.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because in my video call, all three brothers are directly in a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and line.
Yep.
Yeah.
But not really organized by anything specific, it seems.
No.
No.
Well, by height.
organized.
I think I'm the tallest. Jason's is almost the tallest. Wait, I don't know how tall Grant is anymore.
Yeah.
I've lost track. I'm losing touch with reality, and I think that's probably the best place to start this.
Yeah.
So, first of all, thanks for joining us for Season 2, Session 2 of From
Yep.
Ashes to Embers. We've been playing for about 6 years as a group, and we decided to put it on the internet about a year ago, so here we are now. Any sort of announcements, things we want to make before we hop into this?
Nope.
Not particularly.
Perfect. So last session, upon completion of a job, Bravo traveled to a luxury inn that happened to be full of stray cats of the area, and upon talking with his employer, was able to receive payment, even able to coax it up a little bit of money for the quick completion. Upon finishing that, he went down to ask about the elderberry ale and found that there were some problems with the forest that causes, for some reason, the elderberries not to be as easily achieved as previous. So the party from then sort of formed together under this flag and continued to the forest to try to investigate what potentially was the cause of this danger, this newfound danger to the forest. On the way there, they ran into a miracle store, which affected the members in different ways. Some piquing interest, others just ire. But upon the completion of that trip, they traveled further into the forest, where they came upon a trail of a creature that was rotting the forest as it traveled. After a bit of survival, a bit of tracking, you were able to head it off on a rope bridge across a river that traveled through. And upon defeating it, at some grave injuries to the bard, continued your trip further on until you arrived at some sort of temple. After a bit of falling and a bit more falling and even more falling, the group eventually all made their way to the front of the temple and was able to solve the puzzle for completing it. And as we last left them, the door was sealing, showing a grim troop waiting outside as it severed the rope holding Geo's newly collected armor. And we're starting there with you all standing in the dark of this sealed temple.
Giovanni punches the wall so hard it hurts him.
Bravo will take out a torch and light it with a flash of magic real quick.
Thank the gods. Go and stand by Bravo.
So,
That was fine.
yes, Joe, we'll get more. Perhaps
No,
you want
but that
the
one was
giant
fine.
arm. You can also have that one, yes. It'll be fine, man. It's gonna be okay.
That could be that one.
I had
He likes his stuff. The things that are his, he likes to have and keep.
The forest is apparently teeming with these armors.
Yes, but that one I had taken.
Tell you what, Giovanni. Next time that we kill them all and solve the problem, we will get that armor and an extra. All for you.
Yeah, we'll return and get it back.
Exactly.
What we'll have to do.
Yes.
Forgive me, Flatloud Contestant. He mutters to himself.
Well,
Okay.
I think we should secure the area and then look at perhaps recuperating before we attempt to deal with that outside. I have not felt my bird come back, but I have sent him to get a trusted colleague. Hopefully reinforcements are coming.
So,
Okay.
as
Did
you
that-
stand there, torch lit, sort of the area around you starts to be a little more revealed. And it comes upon this gray stone temple that sort of extends further and further out from you than the torch can see. From the ceiling hangs what you would imagine to be heavy stones wrapped in thick vines as roots sort of sprawl across the ceiling. Interestingly enough, some of these roots have taken upon sort of this purplish tint and have wilted slightly. But it seems to continue further in this direction if you choose to pursue.
I don't like it here. I want to get this over with as quickly as possible.
I understand.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're kind of stuck here, so we gotta find a way out.
I understand
And
that, but if we could find a place for me to rest for even just an hour, I could perhaps recover a little bit of magic, and I think that we're going to encounter danger farther in.
We'll send it to a vote. Wait an hour, raise your hand. Press on, raise your hand.
Will we press on?
yeah,
Okay.
Okay. So you continue to press forward. Around you, drips of water sort of hit the floor around you that seem to be dropping from the ceiling at various different heights. But after a bit, it starts to open up more, and you see, a Rip. And he's back. So after a bit, you start to see a sort of large-ish looking figure sort of standing far off as the chamber starts to open up. A bit of sort of almost diluted light comes in from above, but it's hard to tell the source.
Perhaps we attempt to be nice, be friendly.
You can be nice or friendly if you desire.
Studying it and approaching it, is it like a statue?
Sure, so they're sort of discussing, but you sort of hunker down and approach a little more cautiously. And as you get closer, it does appear to be some sort of stone statue standing upon a pillar that sort of indicates a large staircase that opens up on either side.
I'll take a moment and study the statue, see what I can find in it.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. 6.
Okay, with a 6, it seems pretty heavily weathered. You think it's a humanoid figure of some kind, but any sort of fine features of it have been weathered down over time. You can see water droplets have hit and sort of run down the face of this figure, corroding most of it, or eroding.
Do I see religious symbology for?
Helios.
I think it's Helios because I think it's Helios' temple.
With a 6, you're not
Okay.
finding anything.
Oh well, in that case, I will also take a look at this.
Be friendly.
I suppose studying is friendly.
Okay, since someone has already attempted this check, the DC is higher, but you may investigate.
Finally.
So what'd you roll?
Above a 10.
What'd you roll?
An 18 for a 23 total.
Okay. So with a 23, you start to inspect it a little further. You pick up a little bit more than perhaps Geo did. Around the bottom of this sort of square base for this statue, sort of the small pedestal it stands on, you can see small insignia around it that sort of indicates to you that this is not potentially a statue for Helios, but more for the moon goddess.
I'll point them out, and I'll take my paper out and do a charcoal imprint to try and get them in my notebook.
Yeah, you would recognize that this is iconography to Luna Sail, sort of the goddess of the moon. which makes sense with the information that Geo had acquired outside, that was some sort of sky reflecting pool that was being obscured by that sort of thick, frothy, viscous liquid in the bottom.
And
So,
I managed to take a charcoal of the iconography just fine.
Yeah, you're able to very easily sort of do a charcoal rubbing of it.
so I'm gonna be real quiet, and I'm gonna go up these stairs here. If I'm not back in like 12 seconds, come after me. Yeah.
You shouldn't be alone down in the caves.
Yeah. All right. Somebody should get the look before we're ambushed or something. You know.
No, I understand
Geo,
That's
what
all
you're
I'm saying.
asking. I just don't want you to be alone.
Geo, are you skilled at the subtle walking?
I am somewhat east.
Well, then perhaps you could accompany our friend here, Geo.
I would pursue.
Thank you.
Okay. Just to describe the room a little further, it seems to be like a dome type shape of sort of these small grayish stone rocks. To both the right side and the left side, there are small doors that seem to lead to something further. And then there is, of course, this sort of almost ovular staircase around the statue that leads up and through sort of the edge of the wall.
You
Okay.
know, this reminds me of my internships when I was but a teen.
Down in the caves? Down below the earth?
I worked with a enchanter who did special jobs, complex designs. He studied caves like this.
I see. Being in caves like this one reminds me of bad things. I don't like it. It's distracting.
Maybe someday I could show you better caves and replace the bad memories.
Maybe. Maybe. Doubtful.
So I go up the stairs
Okay. So heading up the stairs.
stealthily. I will say.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your stealth check. And if Geo, you're
I will
accompanying him.
assist.
Well, if you're accompanying him, you need to roll for yourself as well.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you can't just do the massage shoulder thing as he stealths.
It's
You're
okay.
so good at stealthing. I believe in you.
Okay, so what'd you guys roll?
10.
I got a 14 plus 2 for 16.
Okay. So 10, 16, you start making your way up fairly quietly. There's no like railing to the stairs. So at the top, once you kind of get to this platform that leads further through like an archway, to either side, there's probably 10 foot of clearance, but then there's like a 20-foot drop. So you have to be kind of careful. But continuing stealthily forward, moving through the archway, I'd like you guys to make perception checks.
Okay.
Okay.
You can either both roll separately or one assist the other.
I'll assist.
I will assist.
Oh. Okay. I'll take my 2d20. A 10.
Okay. So it becomes apparent that there's some kind of running water further ahead, but it's pretty dark. It also kind of sounds a little cavernous in this next chamber, but again, you're having a hard time sort of gauging anything.
Okay. I have dark vision,
Same.
so yeah, just for reference.
Yeah, again, the walls are more than 60 feet away on any side. It is fairly
Okay.
cavernous from what you can tell.
Okay.
I'll
So
move
I
in-
will.
I'll move in. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I move into the room and follow the wall. Follow the wall. I imagine we're not coming up right in the middle of this room.
So you sort of
Like
walk
we entered
through.
in through
You walk through an archway, and you can see that the floor almost mirrors on the other side, that it drops off to something below that you don't know what it is. But you're on like a 20-foot wide platform, or not platform. It's like thick. It goes all the way down, but it's like a elevated section.
Okay.
The underneath your feet is grass, so there's some sort of greenery, but it's like if you followed the wall to the right, you would fall after 10 feet.
Gotcha. Okay.
Has been 12 seconds.
Yeah. I will, I'll cast, I think I'll go back
Okay.
just to gather them, seeing that there's no immediate threat.
Yeah. Geo turns around and goes back.
It's strange. Pursue.
When I go down, when the walls are further than 60 feet, I'll use Mage Hand to like float the torch out 30 feet and see if I can see the wall that way.
Yeah, so you rev your engines, taking the mage hand up, and they sort of extend the torches out. And you can tell that the room's got some curvature to it with how far you're able to move the torch out. But again, the light at a certain point stops and the room is still sort of expanding outward.
So like 90 or 100 feet out, I still can't see the opposite wall.
Correct. You can see some sort of curvature. So you think it might be cylindrical or maybe conical, but you're not quite sure.
It's an interesting design for a cave. It probably has a purpose. This would have been done by either extremely skilled magicians or extremely skilled craftsmen.
Well, certainly this was carved by this temple.
Mm-hmm.
Not all temples require hands to work them.
Oh, it's not natural, is what I mean.
Well, let's go find the bard.
So
There he is.
so I'm gonna move further down this platform. You guys coming up? There's some grass in here.
Yes, I would like to come up to see the grass.
Okay.
We go to the grass.
So you head further up, and starting to the few of you with dark vision and holding the torch in hand, trees start to sprout up occasionally. Each one of them has sort of this sickly tint to it, this sort of purple pinkish hue.
Never mind, I don't like this grass.
Sort of sap coming out of it. The grass seems fairly normal, but
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
it seems to continue for some time in this way.
Just to confirm, there's
There were
normal
two
grass.
other. Oh, go ahead.
Just to confirm, there is normal grass growing with zero sunlight.
You make a nature check. Maybe it's not normal grass. You don't know.
And 19.
19, sort of getting down, feeling the grass, really smelling it. You think that this is not really something that you've experienced before, but you can imagine that perhaps in like the volcanic caves that you've been in before, you've seen like lichen moss type growth that doesn't require sunlight. So you imagine this is in sort of the same vein.
Hey,
I'll
what are you doing down there sniffing the grass, man?
Well, it is very
Come on.
interesting. It goes without light, and I take a port. I press it into like a folded page of my book to keep as an example.
Okay.
All right. Well, we could either keep going or we could go check out those other two rooms. There were those two doors in that other room.
I say we push on. Pursue this path.
Let's push on.
All right.
Going upwards, which is the direction we wish to go.
Okay. So continuing further out, the edge seems to sort of come to an end, and there's some sort of chasm with a rope bridge connecting. You can kind of hear it swaying in like a brief bit of breeze that goes through. But it's hard to tell if it's very stable or not, but you can hear it kind of as slight moves in the winds makes the bridge shift back and forth.
I hate this. I hate this bridge. I hate this chasm. I hate this cave. Now, let's go over one at a time, so we don't fall to our imminent death.
One moment. I wet my finger and try to figure out which direction the wind is coming from.
Sure. We'll say that's a perception check.
21.
Okay. So lick your finger, sort of stick it out. You can tell sort of two things. One, the wind is coming like from like the direction you're traveling and sort of whipping around. And you can tell that there's, from like the feel of the water, it must be like getting some moisture off of whatever's in this chasm. You think there's liquid of some kind beneath you.
It is humid, so it's probably some kind of liquid down there, and the wind is coming from behind us.
I imagine none of the liquid down there is good liquid, considering what the pool outside is like.
I agree, but also it is interesting that there is liquid below, given what we know, and the wind is coming this direction means that there is probably some kind of exit.
Okay. I light my own torch.
I will also say with the 21 perception, you would just hear ever so slightly, just a slight sound, just like a bit of a zzz, that you kind of catch from time to time.
So Bravo will like get everyone's attention after he's done speaking and write down the description of the noise and show it to them.
Bees. There's a. I don't understand. I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
He's trying to tell us there's a sound.
This is
We don't know what the sound means.
okay.
Well, I'm gonna test this bridge.
Yeah, you are the latest one. Jeanette,
Yes, that's the
you are the
bridge.
last.
I believe I'm actually probably the latest one here.
I would hit one vehicle.
Hey, Bravo, if you want to go out on the super scary, dangerous bridge without any magic, feel free, my friend.
I am not scared of bridges without magic. I've crossed a volcano without magic.
Before you go, Giovanni would take out another stone circle talisman with an amulet on it. Or, I guess, an amulet that's just a stone circle with something simple inscribed on it. This one has a bird, and he would put it onto Bravo's neck. Go with God.
Thank you. I'll probably find one.
Not go to God, go with God.
And then Bravo will walk across.
Okay. Yeah, you start to make your way across. In what manner are you traveling?
Carefully. You know, hands on the ropes in case a plank falls or one of them falls.
Okay, sure. So you start to make your way across carefully, moving with some sort of caution, but also some purpose.
You're doing great, man. We'll just be right over here till you've made it across.
Make an investigation check as you sort of check out how the bridge, like how well it's been maintained as you cross.
14.
14, it seems fairly stable. You're not quite sure if it would hold like something that's kind of heavy, but you seem to have no trouble getting across.
The bridge is not too bad for a person, but the armor or something heavy like that would probably not survive. Perhaps Gio's god has held the armor behind for him to collect later so he did not die on the bridge.
He's outside of your vision at this point.
I'm crawling back.
Yeah. He disappears about,
60 feet out.
yeah, 60 feet out. He kind of vanishes.
I'm holding a torch, so would they be able to see the light?
There seems to be like a bit of almost like a purple mist rising from underneath the bridge. Now that you've got your torch out and kind of crossed it, you can see his torch, and you can see him shouting on the other side.
Okay.
Okay.
See it. It is now your turn.
You're saying it's my turn now?
I'd say it is your turn.
Yeah. All right. I go. I'll go. I'm going now. Yeah, it's fine. It's all okay.
Okay. In what manner are you crossing this bridge?
Fearfully.
Okay.
So, extremely cautiously.
All right. Yeah, make a perception check as you cross, just getting your bearings.
All right. With my massive -1 modifier, I give him 11.
Yeah, so traveling across, you get to the point where you can start seeing Bravo once more, holding his torch, looking out behind. He's not the only figure on this platform. There's something further ahead that you can kind of make out of this mist's purple fog that sort of covers this area.
Hey, you Bravo, you come back here. Come back across. I'm turning around. You should also come back.
What is going on?
come back, Bravo. Look, man. I say as I'm like just kind of slowly pushing myself backwards across the bridge, very slowly.
Okay, I use Mage Hand to like hold the torch, so it is in between me and the other side. Turn around and slowly back walk because I can.
So how far are you holding the torch out from you?
15 feet.
Okay, so you hold the torch 15 feet out, and as you turn around, you kind of get a bit of the landscape. You know, there's a rock pretty near you, there's a tree, and then it rests upon a figure standing in what was once, you would imagine, like a pristine white cloak, but now sort of muddled and dirty. Instead of fair skin, sort of this purple, almost drooping, and instead of having like two normal eyes, out of one is bursting a set of fungus. This figure is like right in front of the torch as you turn around, sort of spooking you, and you can hear buzzing from behind them. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
All right.
Including Z.
Not including Gizmo yet.
Okay. What is my initiative? That's a +2. I like a +2.
Okay, let me get you guys moved over to a map.
Oh, you've already placed us.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Nice.
Over to battle map. Ah, I see. Let me fix this real quick. It doesn't know what I want. Cool. There we go. All right, so if everyone could add
You
their...
don't see us.
He's adding them, I think.
There we are.
It deleted my value.
Yeah.
If someone
when
types
you
it
add
before.
characters, it gets rid of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit.
Okay. Make sure you guys have your current HP values put up.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Yeah. So, going first is going to be Bravo. You've kind of been jumped by this, had that pulse of adrenaline. You're ready to go first.
Okay.
Sort of fully examining this figure in front of you. You can now see their hands, which were kind of kept behind their back, but they seem to have pulled them out. And in each hand is like, has grown, and like you can see purple veins coursing as sort of these long claws have formed on his hands.
All right. I will. 30 feet's right there. 30 feet for me is right there. Or there. I. Yeah, I will use my bonus action to dash, go 60.
Okay, and where are you going?
Farther back on the bridge.
Okay, make a dex check for me as you kind of like haul ass across the bridge past Syl.
Oh, I must have misinterpreted my analysis earlier. Is it like... I thought the bridge was stable. I thought I kind of figured out that it wasn't...
It blows in the wind. You know that much. And you know that it doesn't have a problem taking one person. You did kind of determine that if something heavy was happening. But make your dex check. You've said that's what you're doing. So...
Yeah, here comes Bravo luck. That's a 9.
Okay, with a 9, jogging across, you sort of lose footing around him. So that'll be considered difficult terrain for passing him. So sort of, it's an extra 20 feet, basically, to walk past him versus just it being like a normal 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I get 40 feet across.
Yep.
So I get here instead.
Okay. From the people on the other side, you can just see like the torch moving quickly towards your direction.
No, I'll drop the torch there, still lit on the ground.
Oh, then yeah, he just sort of appears in your vision as you hear kind of the bridge like the doop 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 as the bridge sort of sways heavily.
Action. I can speak. I can say 6 words. Direct front.
Mm-hmm.
Bring Agenette.
You say it like that?
Well, it's yelling, so it's probably about like that. I can't really do a yelling accent for him because without actually yelling into my mic, which would not be pleasant.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so you start jogging back. Okay, that'll make it this creature's turn.
This is gonna suck for me. Suck for me.
It would suck for both of us. You're actually
Our
higher than mine.
This is gonna suck.
So it does something concerning that only Syl sees because you've got your back turned and you're dashing. It runs to the edge here, and then you see it hop beneath the bridge and start climbing on the bottom side.
It still goes.
You can see like its fingers poking through as it gets closer to you.
Someone play the jar.
Sill's eyes just are wide. Nobody can see this because he's not facing that direction. But his eyes just go wide, and he's like, he's under the fucking bridge. He's like a fucking troll or something. I don't know, man. These fucking creepy knife fingers.
Okay, that'll make it your turn.
All right. Syl was like, I don't want anything to do with this, man. You're kind of freaky and ugly, and he's going to uh, move 30 feet cautiously, or probably only 15 feet because it's cautious.
Okay.
Or and he's gonna use vicious mockery on it, the wisdom save.
Uh,
He just has to be able to hear.
okay. As a note, as you leave that square, it will make an attack of opportunity against you.
Yep.
As he just reaches out from over the bridge and tries to slash at you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Might not hit. My AC is 12.
your AC is 12. Nope. Doesn't hit. So as you sort of move back, you see you hear like a as like an arm comes up, and you're like, ugh, as you sort of get out of the way and move back. Okay, and then you cast vicious mockery. What do you say?
I already said it. Like, and look, man, you're fucking ugly. I don't want anything to do with you and your weird fucking knife hands. Okay?
Gotcha. So is that a will save?
Yeah, it's a wisdom. Yeah.
Wisdom save. Gotcha. And what's the DC on that?
13.
It will fail.
All right. So it has disadvantage on its next attack, and it will take 2 psychic damage.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I guess I complete my movement by I'm going to move over in front of
Okay.
and there.
Gotcha.
Bravo distantly hears some very sad music in his mind.
That'll make it Ajanette's turn. Ajanette, you're not really sure what's going on. You can see them making a hasty retreat.
Uh-huh.
And the bridge is shaking a lot.
Yeah, I move barely onto the bridge. Like once I start stepping onto the bridge, I go a lot slower.
Okay.
And then I am going to be casting Bless upon myself, Sil, and Brevo.
Okay.
Basically just means whenever it's a concentration, up to 1 minute. Anytime somebody makes a attack roll or saving throw, they can roll D4 and add it to it.
Yeah, so keep track of that, the three of you.
I got it.
Is there anything else you're doing on your turn?
Move, standard. I can. That was 30. No.
Okay.
No.
That'll make it Geo's turn. Geo, could you make a perception check for me as you sort of start your turn?
Yeah. 17.
Yeah, you can see that this rope here is starting to fray pretty severely at the weight of what's on the bridge. You can see, like, the ropes, the twines pulling against one another pretty hard.
He would call out and would move over to the ropes. Stay off the bridge, he would say, and he would try to physically hold the ropes to try and prevent it from fraying further.
Okay. So that's your action. Do you want to do any bonuses or further movement?
Nope.
Okay. All right. That'll make it. Yeah. So coming from the other side, the buzzing starts to grow further and louder as a creature starts to fly from the underbrush over here. It resembles like a wasp, except it's man-sized, and it's got these like great pieces of fungus growing across it, and like a number of mushrooms out the back of it that seems to have peeled open, almost like those bugs that are infected by the fungus and find a place that's like high for it to grow. But it moves on its turn. It moves and dashes to here. Kind of zzz, and flies over there next to you. But that'll be its turn.
Okay.
This one needs a cup.
The wasp
Yeah.
cup. Which will bring us back to the top with Bravo. What you doing?
Figuring that out. I see the wasp, and I kind of know that the wasp is trying to devour me. Yeah, I have to. I'll move over there.
Okay. As you leave its threatened space, it will take an attack at you. You can see like its abdomen start to like gyrate and flex as a stinger kind of coated in this purple goo sort of shoots out towards you.
Yeah. And that D4 can't add to AC or anything?
No.
No.
Unfortunately, I don't think that hits you. No. What's your AC?
Like an 11?
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
10.
It still unfortunately doesn't hit.
No, it fortunately doesn't hit.
Unfortunately, it doesn't hit. It swings past you wide, and you can kind of like duck out of the way as it goes through the air where you once were.
I will cast Mending upon this rope.
Okay. Yeah, so throwing a hand out, the rope that Geo has starts to grab itself and pull itself together a little firmer. The bridge seems more stable now. You're not sweating quite so hard to keep the rope together, Geo.
Jordan's are coming back. I will handle the rope.
Okay.
Giovanni grins, revealing like his sharp canine teeth, and like squares off against the wasp.
Okay. On this creature's turn, you don't know where it is, but you feel the bridge shaking vigorously.
It's he is coming for someone's toes.
You just kind of hear like a coming from beneath the bridge, but you've got no idea where.
He's gonna put jelly between your toes.
That'll make it Sill's turn.
Okay. So he still has disadvantage on his next attack, whenever it happens. So I'm gonna back off. Are you actually there, Brevo, or did you move off the bridge?
I couldn't move off the bridge. That was it was either that or I didn't cast Mending, and Gio's not in the fight, so I chose that.
Yeah, so you're a little blocked off at the moment.
Now,
Yeah,
how should I go
okay.
right after you? So
Sill
if
is
the
gonna
game
move here. Sill's gonna move here, and he's going to cast heroism on himself.
Okay. As you move from underneath the bridge, swings this creature, long claws again raking out towards you.
Get to do that disadvantage.
Yeah. Which is good. What is your AC?
12. That's still gonna hit me.
That is going to hit you, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
If
well-
you roll a save, you still have Bless.
I think Sill goes down here.
You take 7 points of damage as it reaches up and kind of rakes at you. I need you to make a fortitude save as its fingers are coated in this sickly pinkness.
You can add that D4.
You can add that D4.
Yeah.
It's going to keep going, so don't worry. It's a continuous
Yep.
spell.
Not +4. +1d4 +1. 16 total.
Not bad.
So that passes. You are not poisoned.
All right, thank God. But still gets to hear. He's going to cast heroism on himself.
Okay.
So every round I will get 3 temporary hit points for a minute or until I lose concentration. And then he's like, Ajanette, look, the guy under the bridge, he's a big problem, but I know you can handle this. You
I
get
can
him,
be bigger
Johnny.
problem.
Yes, you are the bigger problem. Also, fuck that wasp. Yeah,
Yeah,
we good?
we fuck that one.
And he winks for good measure.
Okay. So take
So
your
you have
bardic
bardic
inspiration, Ashenet, and that'll make it your turn. Geo, you're on deck.
Okay, I see that wasp. I hate that wasp. I'm going to. Okay. I'm going to be casting Chill Touch on it first.
Okay.
So I get to make a ranged touch attack using that sweet bardic inspiration.
And bless.
And bless.
Yeah.
Yes. Lots of stuff. 5 plus 1d4 plus 1d6 for the inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
31 roll
31.
touch. Yeah, it'll hit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it can't heal at least. Max
It
damn.
doesn't.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes that
It
it takes
does
that
too.
damage as you sort of reach out and like a ghostly apparition just like reached out and strikes the thing. You can see where it gets hit. The fungus sort of keels up and breaks off and sort of falls beneath it into this deep pink purple water. It's kind of. It seems pretty hurt by this.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you on your turn?
Can I take one of these boys with me as I go off the bridge here?
I think that would be your action to pick them up.
All right.
You can
So-
as a move items and stuff, but they're not dead, so they're people.
All right. Is maintaining concentration a bonus action?
I think
I think that's
No,
yeah, you
can
just
do it.
maintain concentration unless
do
you
it.
take damage. Yeah.
Okay. So my bonus action is gotta be healing word for self.
Okay. So roll the
Alright.
healing for a healing word.
You're not alone. Keep it up. Been dead, been healed, but okay. And I back off the bridge.
All right.
But it's effectively 6 because he gets his own heroism stuff.
So that'll be Geo's
Yep.
turn.
Geo's turn. Move back a little bit. Manifest a spear, aiming it for the wasp. But he's going to wait until the wasp is above either the bridge or the platform. That way, in case it's killed, that its body isn't lost to him. He would kind of taunt the wasp a little bit. Come to me. He would say, like, as he kind of lines up the spear.
What I'll do, I'll roll 1d2.
Okay,
On a 1, it's going for you. On a 2, it is going for Syl.
gotcha.
Hmm.
It is coming for you. So
All right.
it would buzz to here, so your attack would go off
Yep.
as it goes to strike you.
All right. Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh,
natural 1 for a 6.
So that will not hit.
Yeah.
It will in
That's
turn
so
strike at
sad.
you with its tail. What is your AC?
13.
Okay, it rolls a 15, so it will hit. I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okay. make my Constitution saving throw.
That's the one.
I think it's just I add Constitution. I just don't know normally on how to do that. Okay. $15.
15 passes, so you are not poisoned as the stinger sort of juts out and stabs you like in between the collarbone area.
He hisses and kind of pulls back when that happens.
That'll make it Bravo's turn.
Okay. How's the rope looking? Is the rope still fraying, or have I fixed it for now?
You stayed it for now. It looks like it's not stable quite yet, but it's not currently degrading.
Okay. I'll look to Gio and be like, we shall, says Keel. Come over here, draw my dagger, and attempt an attack. Mostly to give Gio advantage next time.
Roll your attack.
Do I get advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Does a 15 hit this wasp?
A 15 does hit this wasp.
One damage.
It takes 1 damage.
And then I will menace this wasp in order to give Gio the setup he needs.
Got it? So once again, the bridge shakes violently.
Mm-hmm.
This time, still an attack comes for you. This time sort of from this area, sort of reaching up through the slats, grabbing at your legs.
Of course. Yeah, it hits.
Okay, an 11 plus some number. So, okay. Yeah. So you will take 5 points of damage, and I need you to roll a fortitude save. A con save.
Do you still get the D4, Kelly?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a 4.
Okay.
Big old 4.
So you are now poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Poisoned once more.
That'll bring it to your turn.
Feels like, motherfucker. Gains 3 temporary hit points.
You need to make a concentration
We need to
check
make a
for that.
concentration check. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
That'll
I'll pass.
I'm not sure Bless adds concentration, but it would pass regardless.
Yeah. So 18. So it seemed like it was coming from this area.
Yeah, like the hand came up through this slat here.
Okay. So Syl is going to. Might have some dire consequences for him, but he doesn't want this guy anywhere near him anymore. So he's just going to take kind of a step here, and then he's going to use the thunderclap on the bridge.
Okay.
Wait. What is he on thunderclap?
Thunderclap.
Are you blasting the fuck out of me?
There is
No.
no.
No,
there-
it's
there's
for the
no
5 feet.
Yeah, as a heads up. there's no
Thunderclap
fire.
is just. Yeah, no, it's just splitting up my movement. If this doesn't destroy the bridge, I'm going to try to get off the bridge.
Gotcha.
It's still
Yeah.
within his.
Yeah.
The thing can
It's
still attack him, so it doesn't provoke.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
so
It'll
I
make
am.
a
I use
Constitution saving throw.
thunderclap. Huh?
It'll make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. Please do so.
So it rolls a 14, so I think it succeeds.
It does.
Okay. So
Okay.
it
He
doesn't
takes
take
no damage. Then.
it takes no damage. Roll damage on the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Five damage to the bridge.
Okay, so you all see Syl run up, and he kind of puts his hands together, brings them together, and there's like a that comes out as a bit of lightning shoots out. And as he does, Bravo's looking at the rope, determining if the rope's going to last, and you hear behind you as the right side snaps. The bridge kind of boom goes like straight horizontal, and I need Syl to make a dexterity save to catch the other rope.
Add your d4.
Yeah, I will. This one is at least this is something that I am proficient at.
Is the disadvantage thing?
Yeah, poison gives disadvantage.
So I need to roll 2d20. Shit. I forgot that I was poisoned.
D4.
Can I also give myself Bardic? No, you can't give yourself Bardic. That'd be broke.
Yeah, this was a hell of a strat to go with. Goodbye, Syl.
So what's the total on the lower one?
It's 6.
So that'll be a 10
Okay.
total on my lower roll.
So
Lower
like
rolls.
you start like trying to make your way to the rope kind of in slow motion. You reach for it, and as you do, your hand clasps on, barely holding on. Now you see as you hang from this, you're looking through the slats, and the creature's like looking right back at you as you're hanging onto the rope, like, ah! You can see kind of its like
Yes,
purple yellow eyes looking through, and kind of as it's sort of like right split between some boards.
But now everybody else can also see it. So
It's like here.
Okay, it's like on this side.
Yeah.
You could run over here and see it. Okay.
Correct.
Mhm. I give Johnny Bardic inspiration and go, hey Johnny, you got this. Sorry about the bridge. I'm counting on you, Bravo, to fix this once we're all done with this fucking thing.
All right.
You got this, guys.
Bravo gives a highly disgruntled noise. That's all he has time for.
So that'll make it Ajanet's turn. Geo's on deck.
Uh-huh.
You've kind of got two things to contend with. There's a big wasp, and the bridge is half broken.
I'm going to go over here because I think Syl is in a little bit more dire strait. Just gonna stay and try to see the guy that's kind of hanging on the other side.
You can see him. He's like dug in with his sort of claw-like hands.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take out. Goodbye, javelin. I'll never see you again. I'm going to take out a javelin and throw it at him.
Okay. Roll your attack roll.
You got Bardic.
It cost you everything.
Okay, so Bardic and the Blessed. Let's go for it. 4 plus my proficiencies, which is 5. So there we go. Numbers. Rolling them.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Baby.
So you got to double your damage dice, as a natural 20 does hit.
Mm-hmm. Just damage die?
Mm-hmm. Just the damage dice.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, 12. It's a decent hit as you kind of through the air. Syl, you see like the thing kind of thump go through the bridge near your head. It's got this purple goop on it that kind of kind of drops past you. You can see the creature still thrashing on the other side, very much alive.
Probably happy.
That'll
Yeah,
make it
I would
Geo's
be.
turn.
Giovanni mutters to himself. He'll then point at the wasp, and there'll be a noise of like a, as the wasp is now hexed. I'm gonna hex dexterity.
Okay.
Move to here to make sure that I'm flanking and have advantage. Draw a dagger and stab out at it.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
Natural 20.
So that'll hit.
Mm-hmm.
11 points of damage.
Okay, so with 11 points of damage, this wasp sort of turning around to look at both the sound as well as Bravo, who recently stabbed it. You're able to take the knife and really like sink it into the back where it's been split open by this fungus, and it kind of drops as you hit into the ground. You kind of stick it in and twist. It kind of stops jittering after a little bit.
Yeah, he might give the dead body one more stab for good measure.
As all heroes do.
Yep.
Take him off the initiative. That'll make it Bravo's turn. Bravo, the wasp has been destroyed. So has the bridge.
Yeah. Having noticed the wasp was destroyed, he focuses on to Syl. Syl needs some fucking help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got anything that'll stop me from dying in one hit next turn?
As a level 1 arcane caster, I definitely don't.
Well, all right.
Particularly one out of spell slots, so you're
Yeah.
shit out of luck with that. I'm gonna try and give you an escape. What I will do is there's like some loose rope next to Syl, right?
Yeah.
There's probably 6 feet of rope there. I mean, he snapped it pretty close to that end.
Right, but next to Syl, like dangling next to his feet or something, like loose rope, or in his area.
So as far as it's like he's hanging on a rope that's covered in planks. That's kind of the one side, and the other rope you've got 6 feet by you, and the other part is dripping into the goop below, as it's only connected to the other post on the other side. So you've got about 6 feet of rope. If you untied it, maybe you'd have like 10 feet. You've just kind of, if you look here, you just kind of have this rope right there.
Could the rope I have reach his foot or his wrist?
He could reach out for it probably if you held it out.
Yeah, so I'll use Mage Hand to hold the rope like literally right next to his hands.
Okay.
And I'll say, Syl, I cannot kill this creature, but I can give you the way you can.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm basically handing the rope to him as much as possible.
Yeah. So is that all you're doing on your turn? You all done?
Yeah, I will also move. I can move back. I can do it from here. I'll open up the field a bit so that people can pass easier.
Okay. So that'll make it this creature's turn. It's sort of got 2 options. Bridge has gone bad. I'm gonna roll a d2 again. On a 1 it's Syl, on a 2 it's Azunet.
Uh-huh.
Yay!
It's a 2. So you see it like its head kind of turn around and face you off of this bridge, and it like scampers very, very quickly up until it's like right beneath you on the cliff. Starts clawing at you.
What the fucker?
What is your AC?
15 probably hits. I have a 15 armor class.
Okay, so it'll hit. She'll take 7 points of damage as it reaches up and like rakes at you. And I need you to make a con save.
Okay. Not horrible at those. D4 certainly helps. Certainly. 19.
A 19 will succeed. You are not poisoned. That'll make it Sill's turn.
So, all right, Sil gains another temp HP up to 6. Is there any way for me to get up, or do I just like if I grab this rope? What is the mechanic here? Am I just gonna like try to rappel up?
It gives you a way to climb up, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll grab the rope and climb up, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, make an athletics check with advantage, as you've kind of got the rope and the rope you're holding to kind of try to shimmy yourself over.
Can I use acrobatics? Question 1. Second question is, the second question is, I don't have advantage because I'm poisoned currently, so it cancels out.
So
So I just
it would be
roll
flat.
one dice. Yeah.
Describe to me how you would use acrobatics.
I would grab it, swing down, and sort of bounce off the wall into like a somersault onto the cliff.
I'll allow it then. Make a straight athletics check. Bless
Okay.
adds to skill checks, so
You mean acrobatics check on that check,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. 10. 12.
So I'll say with a 12, you're able to like get yourself to where you're holding this post here, and you're like, your upper torso's on it. You're just not quite all the way up yet.
Fair enough. And then I will say, McStabby, why don't you fucking come over here with that shit? Vicious mockery. And then
Okay.
He's like sliding, like oozing blood out of places. And he's like, get over here.
It will pass
Well,
with a natural
it
20.
will pass it. I don't know if it still takes the psychic damage, though. I would imagine since it's a cantrip, it doesn't. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, so it takes no damage from it.
Takes no
But
damage.
it is taunted.
It is
That's my
taunted.
turn.
That'll make it Ajanette's turn. You can see the creature now. It's right here.
Wake up
Is
my
it
war
bonking time?
and try to two-hand beat it down.
Okay.
Or-
Yeah, roll your bonk.
My bonk. $23.
23 will bonk. Roll damage.
Alright. This is the right amount of damage this time. Beautiful. 10.
Okay. 10 points of damage. You kind of bring it back, and as you bring it down on this creature's head, there's like a sound as its neck gets a little lower. It still seems pretty angry.
A solid bonk, though.
Hissing and trying to kick it with her foot down, kind of thing. That's the end of her turn.
Okay. That'll make it Geo's turn, and Bravo's on deck.
Okay. Geo's going to. Am I in range if I move to here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Are we flanking or not? Because it's
No.
so far down.
You're not flanking.
Trying to think. Could I move to here instead? Because I'd have range to do that. And
You can
hurl
move
a
to-
spear at him.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. There's this as a bonus action. There's the and the hex moves from the corpse of the wasp to him. I am hexing strength.
Okay, so I guess Bravo and Syl both see this, but sort of this darkness coalescing on the wasp sort of goes down and then like shoots across the ground. A little similar to like Venom when like the symbiote's moving, just kind of like grabbing the ground and pulling itself as it leashes across and grabs onto this creature. Like you see it drop over the cliff's edge.
23.
23 will hit.
All right. Yep. 11 points of damage.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, so as you unleash this spear and sort of leash it at it, it embeds briefly, and then you see the creature's like hold give way as it sort of tumbles back, bounces off the cliff, and then you kind of see it bloop into the water below.
Is the river moving?
It's hard to tell, but it seems like it might be.
Tie a rope around me. I want to get down to it.
You don't go to the river.
I want to get the creature.
What? Oh,
It's poison down there.
I know. I just
Look, you remember you gave me this because I helped you not be poisoned in that last fight. This is
I
me
know.
doing that again. Right
Didn't-
now,
didn't
if you go
say
down
it
there,
was
you're gonna get poisoned
poison?
again.
I didn't hear your question.
Didn't you say it's bad if you got poisoned?
No, it is bad if I get poisoned. He reaches over the cliff's edge and like over where he thinks the body of the thing is.
I mean, I'll tie to the rope to you if you really fucking want to, but I'm trying to look out for you.
It would be
Yeah.
better if one of you would go down in my stead.
I am fucking bloodied and bruised.
Gia,
Yes.
would not the better trophy for your god be to find the source of this problem, not its minions?
Ugh.
I
He'll
think,
he'll pick up light a torch and toss it down.
Okay. You kind of see it bounce a little bit before hitting the surface. Bloop. Sort of floats for a little bit before the fire is extinguished.
Is it moving when it hits
You see it hit and then like start to slowly drift like to the south side of the map.
Giovanni would hiss and shake his head.
I will help you track where this river goes, and we will check the swamps.
So here's where I'm at, guys. We gotta fix this bridge, yeah, but I think we also gotta take a rest.
Fine. We can camp somewhere.
Take
we
your
could
time.
come here.
Okay. So
Yes,
you all are
I
taking
mean-
a long rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take out my my toolkit and start getting to work on this creature. I'm trying to free the exoskeleton and the wing.
Okay. Sure. So you go apart doing this. Just make a survival check for me to see how well you're able to sort of do this.
So are we taking a long rest, short rest, guys?
Up to you.
Sure.
We could take a long rest or short. I don't care.
I would prefer to take a long. I'm out of all of my stuff.
Then
Okay.
take a long rest. I request whoever is on watch wake me up every time so I can come lay by you. I don't want to be alone.
Okay, I will take first watch. You can lay by me to start.
A natural 20 for a 23 to get this.
So you're able to get all four of its wings and get a fair amount of its exoskeleton. You could even like feasibly like try to make some kind of helmet out of its head if you were able to remove sort of the eye sockets and have a very like insect-ish helmet.
I'll do that.
Okay. But it seems like everyone starts to take a fairly long rest.
Yes.
Yeah. I just to remind you, I probably need to roll against the poison.
Yes, so a long rest is 8 hours. Roll 8d20 for me to see if you're able to shake it in that time.
Can I help him with medicine?
Are you going to be awake?
I'm going to try to help him with at first.
Okay.
Looks like I get it right away.
Okay, good.
19 plus, unless the DC to recover is higher than 20.
No. So with a 19, you kind of have a restless first hour before like the sweating stops and you think you're able to kick it. But we cut away from this group taking a rest to Someone who's been trekking the forest for some time. Gizmo. It's been a little bit, but you received a letter. A letter sort of describing that your friend has your money for you, but damn it if he didn't take it to some underground temple that you've got to find.
Mysteriously disappeared with my money.
Mm-hmm. He pulled a real Billingsley on you.
Fast one.
So you've been making your way through the forest for some time. It's odd, but like you kind of get the feeling that the forest itself is sick from your travels, but you don't run into anything directly. I'd like you to make a investigation check as you are sort of checking around looking for clues.
Sure.
My bird was the delivery of the letter, and my bird sticks around, so my bird would probably be traveling with him at this point.
Sure, you've got an armadillo on one shoulder, a bird on another.
That's +5. So.
So a total of a 17.
Correct.
Checking around, first of all, you kind of get the indication that there are creatures moving through this area that leave very set footprints. So their feet kind of have no give to them. You get that indication. And also further up, you find a trap of some kind, sort of seemingly set randomly in this forest.
Yeah, I'm going to investigate that because I don't know what they're trapping out here.
Yeah, so you see that this trap is not overly complex, but you can see from sort of this groove in stone that if you were to step on it, it would depress, and you think potentially on one of these sort of ruined stone walls around you, some sort of trap would activate. And it all seems to be stuck around this sort of cylindrical looking tube that has a very heavy sort of cover on top of it.
So there's a stone with the cover on top.
Yeah, so if you want to think, you think at some point this was like a square room, but two of the walls have sort of crumbled away over time. So you're just sort of looking into the V of it, and there's like a small cylinder with a heavy cap on top of it. The cylinder itself is maybe only 2.5, 3 feet in diameter.
So I'm going to push the cover off of the stone, or maybe roll an investigation check to see what I think would happen if I did that.
I think it would probably be a strength check if you're just trying to use the strength of your arm to sort of push it out of the way.
Sure. Okay.
Who says gnomes aren't strong? You've known most of your life that you are powerful beyond what most people think you're capable of gnomes, and getting sort of your gauntlet underneath the edge of this thing, you're able to sort of take your fingers underneath it and pry it off, revealing a tube that seems to lead down and out. Carefully, you're sure not to push the lid upon this stone that you've kind of identified as some sort of footfall or trap.
I'm going to grab one of my toys and have it play music and drop it down the tube and kind of listen to where it goes.
Okay. For those that are part of the group, who's taking middle watch? Okay. Yeah, make a perception check for that time.
All right, I'll make a perception check. Okay. 13.
13. It's weird. There's you could almost swear on the wind you hear like a, but it's very brief and it's gone. But you're not quite sure what it is. For Gizmo, you take sort of the toy and you let it roll, and you can see it goes down and then curves up a little bit. You think there's some curvature to this, but you hear kind of the music go, as it sort of gets further and further out.
Okay, I'm gonna set my next one with light emanating from it and follow it down.
Okay, so you sort of roll it before hopping in and sliding yourself in. It's interesting. It's almost like riding one of those pitch black water slides, except there's a disco ball in front of you. So it's a little disorienting as you start to sort of slide around and start moving through this area. Eventually, though, you see the light kind of roll out and disappear before you kind of take flight a little bit before crashing into a side of a wall and landing on some sort of like bed type structure.
All right, so I'm gonna get up and investigate. And the light did it follow me into the room?
The light followed you into the room. It's like next to you on the bed.
Okay, I'm gonna get up with the light and start investigating.
Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check as you sort of look around this room. Okay, so a 14, you think it's somebody's, like a chamber of some kind that somebody lives in. Looking around, you're not sure anybody has lived here in some time. And it's also very minimal as far as, like, amenities. It's got a, the basics. It's got a bed. It's got, like, an area where a few of these, like, cloaks are folded up on. And it's got, like, a chamber pot. But it doesn't have... It's not luxurious by any means, and the floor is stone. You also find on the far side a door.
Okay, well, I'm going to go through that door.
Okay. Opening it, it seems to lead out into like this large central chamber. To one side, it seems that there's something sealed, while towards sort of the other side, there's this double staircase that leads up past what seems to be a ruined statue. And then on the far side, there is another door.
I'm going to take the door on the far side.
Okay. So taking your time, traveling around a little cautiously after collecting your toys, you open up the door on the other side, and it is nearly symmetrical to the door and the room that was on the other side. This one, however, has signs that it's been lived in more recently. Like, the bed is not made like the other one is. There's not that fine layer of dust that's coated it.
I'm going to go up the stairs in that suite.
Okay. How are you traveling up the stairs?
I want to say stealthily.
Okay, yeah. Make a stealth check as you travel up the stairs and sort of head further into the chamber.
Do I have to be trained or proficient in it?
No. You just don't add proficiency bonus if you're not proficient.
But do I add modifier bonuses?
It is a dexterity check, yeah. So a natural 20 for a total of a 21. You start, like, making your way silently through this area. You're very cautious to, like, wrap up your light toy or extinguish it before traveling further. And you enter this, like, large central chamber. This platform that you're on seems to extend out, and it's about 20 or so feet ahead. You see that there's, like, a group of people sort of gathered together. Seemingly some resting, some of them watching, but you're like silently moving through as you approach.
As a slight note, once he's within 100 feet, my bird will gain a telepathic link to me.
Would your bird follow him through the tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I approach this group.
Okay.
Making sure to have one toy at the ready to throw at any.
Okay, so holding sort of this armadillo back in a perfect ball, ready to sort of really peg somebody with it if you need to. Traveling forward, you get within 5 feet and you're completely undetected from any of them. You're like standing, you're small, you're standing in the shadows. They don't see you.
Do I notice, can I investigate to see if any of them are Bravo?
You notice Bravo, and you can see that Bravo's asleep off to the side, and like the bird has sort of fluttered over and slowly crept up to him.
Can I walk over and shake him awake?
Sure. So Anjanette, you don't know how they got here, but all of a sudden there's like a small mustachioed man shaking Bravo awake. Bravo,
Oh,
you're
but
you're
very
awoken.
smaller man. A tiny man.
Give me my money.
What?
I tracked you here through the forest to get my gold that I earned.
I sent the bird, and you were asleep at noon. I had to get the payment somehow.
I checked the other end while you went to this end to look for Mr. Billingsworth, and then next thing I know, you're out traveling with some company away in the forest in a deep underground mine.
You should thank me. I secured the jobs that will get us 50 gold each when we're done, and I got you a bonus on the last one. Give me a moment. Please.
Well, you didn't get me anything. You went to a temple.
Bravo will reach into his Bravo will reach into his bag, pull out a pouch of 12 gold, and throw it at Gizmo. I got a 4 gold bonus, split evenly. That is 2 extra, 12 total gold. I'm going back to sleep.
I put it back in my pocket. What are you guys here for anyway?
How did you
Is there
get
a
down
payout?
here?
I don't know.
Here.
I got this letter from this crow that is associated with this man.
It's a white bird. It's a falcon.
And I thought maybe I could track my money to here.
This is my colleague Gizmo. He's a genius. Bit eccentric.
Okay.
I
We're
could
trying
see.
to figure out why it's corrupted down here. Oozy mushrooms, all that. And also we're trying to find how the hell a way out.
Well, I came down here in a one-way fashion.
Gizmo. Gizmo.
A shame. It seems to be creatures all the way down here.
Gizmo. I'm going to say this for you to understand why you should help us. 50 gold each.
This whole time, Syl is still asleep. Dead to the world. Still
Yeah, no,
asleep.
no.
He doesn't wake up till it's time to sing the morning song.
Yeah.
I know. Bravo rolls over here. Now I have to restart sleeping for 8 hours so I can get my rest.
Yeah, Syl's like face down in the fungus, like just not moving.
Yep.
Bravo rolls over and goes to sleep. If the DM is gracious and says that this does not interrupt my full rest because I immediately go back to sleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
So
can rest. Welcome to camp here since we're all stuck now.
I'll take up a much smaller space.
That you win.
okay. So you camp out and you all get your remaining rest over the next 4 or so hours.
Yeah.
In the morning,
Syl wakes up. He's like, it's the being awake song, the being awake song, the being awake song. It's time to be awake. All right, we're good.
Yes,
Everybody good to go.
it's good to go.
The Being Awake song echoes through this chamber. And glancing around, there seems to be light refracting from somewhere, as you can now see on the far side that there's like a waterfall of sorts that this you think normally would flow a little freely, but now since something a little more viscous comes out of it, kind of drips up against the wall and slowly makes its way down.
well, everyone, now that it is a more decent plan, this gnome here is my colleague Gizmo. He is a genius inventor.
Great.
Hello. Sorry I had to join you down here, but I do intend to get my payment on missions I embark upon.
I got you a bonus.
You
Understood.
didn't get me anything.
It's all good.
I gave you.
He earned it. Is what it sounds like to me.
I mean, if you died down here, Bravo, you wouldn't have given him anything.
Would he have preferred me to leave the gold with a barkeep that neither of us knows?
I would prefer you, the man I completed this quest with, return the money to me, the man who completed the quest.
We both.
It is not a problem anymore. We have a bigger problem.
Yes, namely, I had to blow up one of the ropes on this bridge in order to not be skewered by a mushroom man with knife hands.
I'm
So,
not sure if it actually helped your situation at all, but I can fix it.
hey, listen,
Fix
it 100% did. Nobody could attack it before. Then you could see him and attack him. So,
I may
100%
encourage you to
had
fix
to.
the bridge.
Yes, please fix the bridge. Oh, great, bravo.
Don't call me that. That makes me feel weird.
Good.
Giovanni, Giovanni will approach Gizmo. We can wait.
Yeah, Bravo will like use Mage Hand and his own rope to gather the end of the rope and start mending it.
Okay. Yeah, so it takes some time to do. It probably takes an hour or so. You think that the bridge probably won't ever be the same. It's kind of got the problem where a few of the planks have been blown out, and like you're having to cross the bridge a lot more carefully now, but you get it walkable.
I
think this
cannot
time we
repair it.
send.
I cannot repair it fully, but I can make it good for one person.
I think
Oh my gosh, there's a small mustachioed man here. Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I came down here to collect my gold. But
Good.
now it seems like we're all kind of stuck down here, so.
Yes, we're all stuck down here trying to fix the forest so that we can drink some of that elderberry wine, eh? Yeah.
Also, a considerable payment of money.
Yes, I am very broke, so a little bit of gold never hurts.
for introductions, I'm called Giovanni Tresena. I have heard you're called Gizmo. I would punch Syl in the shoulder.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Name's Sil Omnell. I'm just a nice old traveling bard on the run. Scratch that, you never heard me say it.
They are all criminals except Bravo. I am Anjanette. You can call me Johnny.
I am not a criminal.
You're a very nice criminal.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's keep going.
I say Ashanet goes across first.
Thank you.
I agree.
I'll try.
I should test the bridge.
Go ahead, test the bridge. Be safe. Don't let any scary knife hand man sneak up on you.
Well, given that I have already experienced it once, what's the odds of it happening again? And then I carefully and slowly cross the bridge, the same thing as I did initially.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a lot more cautious going now. There are planks missing and the rope is sketchy at best, but you're able to make your way across without any trouble.
I turn back one at a time and careful.
Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
And she's going to try to distribute her weight as much as possible, legs wide, going across.
Okay.
Slowly.
So if you take your time and really milk the crossing of this bridge, you're able to make it across before anything bad happens.
You find Bravo trying to mend the rope on this side, just trying to find places he can shore it up at any way possible.
I hate this bridge. Can't wait to never see it again.
I agree.
Giovanni would cross next,
Okay.
cautiously, low to the ground, as he often does.
Gotcha. So you make your way across with a few extra things sort of hanging from your bag.
Yep.
Syl looks down at the gnome. It's like, so you want to go next, or do you want me to go
Very well
next?
then.
Oh. All right.
I'm going to use a mage hand to subtract as much weight as it can from me as I go across.
Just like grab your own
Exactly.
head.
Exactly. Like you see, like just as it gets picked up ever so slightly as he walks across the bridge.
Just 5 pounds of force off.
10,
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 pounds in 5e.
So that leaves Syl on this side.
Alone.
Syl does some deep breathing exercises. Just and then just like shakily, very terrified of this bridge, starts pulling himself across.
Yeah. Hands shakily, you make your way across, and
Yeah.
you are now all across the bridge.
When he comes across, Bravo is describing to Gizmo the interesting architectural patterns used by Luna Vale temples.
Luna Sail.
Luna Sail temples.
And Syl, without telling anybody what he's doing, pulls out his rapier and slashes the ropes on either side of the bridge now that we've crossed it. So
Okay.
nothing can follow us across.
So, with a stroke of the blade, the bridge behind you
Sid,
disappears.
Still,
Sid, you have cut this here again.
I hate to say this, and I think you're overall a fairly good guy, but why have you done something so stupid?
Look, now nothing can follow us across the bridge.
Uh,
Feels like the only way out is through. We're not going back anyway.
Sid,
I don't
there
think
were
any of us want to cross that bridge again.
Sid, there were
So
multiple passages that way. If we go this way and it's a solid wall, we're eating you first.
fair enough. Hey, look, I did what I did.
we can
I know.
no longer retreat to a safe campsite.
If we eat you, I'll keep your gloves and your instrument in good condition.
I appreciate this. Thank you.
Mhm.
I won't teach you.
So you guys continue to travel further. This
Mhm.
you get to the point where this sort of forest area leads to the end of this chamber, and there's once again an archway that leads further into this area.
Well, looks like I'm not getting eaten. Yeah?
This
We'll
could
see.
still be a dead end.
Well, I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Grumble, grumble.
Okay. So making your way into the next chamber, sort of three things are immediately obvious. There is a staircase of some kind against like the far wall that leads up and like over to the left. So like you can see where it goes into a different room, sort of like directly above and to the left of you guys, but the staircase kind of starts on the other side. There is another chamber off to the side, to the right this time. And then in the center, there is a robed figure standing.
Explain yourself.
Person,
Good day. I think it is. I think it is day. I don't know anymore.
The figure would sort of speak up. Welcome to the North Point Lunar Temple.
Who are you?
They would start to walk forward towards you. And as they sort of get closer, you're able to see better that they've once probably were elf of some kind. Their long hair sort of going back into a braid, but now have sort of taken on this sickly pink color in their face. But they look on towards you. I assume if you've came this way, then you have been capable of defeating my brother.
Correct.
Our condolences for your loss. However, he attacked us and we could not reason with him.
He was lost a long time ago.
What does that
he's, yes.
Why are you pink?
This is good. That's a good question. Why are you big?
So to start that, I must go back to the beginning. This temple is the north point, and there's both a south, east, and west point temple, all leading together, and through them connects all the water sources of this jungle as well as surrounding villages. A man came here not too long ago, a treasure seeker of sorts, and within our vaults he found something that had been locked away without our awareness. In taking this item, he became strange, disturbed, and with it he continued on to the Temple Guardian, which I think is where the infection started.
Tell me, how long ago was this?
It's been a number of weeks since.
What?
What's this person?
They claimed they were from something called the Astral Conclave. They seem to be artifact hunters or treasure hunters of some kind.
How do we go about solving this infection? It's causing some trouble above as well here.
I would imagine it has. If they're able to make it to each of the temples and defeat their guardian, the jungle will be lost, as well as the outreaching effects of that on the local areas.
What did this man look like?
He was a human man, black facial hair. On one of his arms, he held a gauntlet that seemed to channel some sort of like liquid cobalt metal. The artifact he found was a small container of what I imagine the plague was. But when that interacted with this liquid metal, it corrupted him, I think. Channeled through this gauntlet, it became... he became quite powerful, though he may have been powerful when he came in.
What have you been eating? You've been trapped down here for weeks.
We generally eat the honey that the wasps provide.
And after the wasps have become deformed.
Not all of them have been. I was able to seal away the wasps, except for one.
And what name do you go by?
I prefer my title over my name. Guardian of the North Point Temple.
Alright, Guardian.
Fair enough.
I suppose we seek the Temple Guardian, the source of the infection.
They are further up these stairs, and I urge caution. When this first happened, my brother and I tried to defeat it, and when we failed, we were infected. They would say, sort of holding up their arm.
Well, we gotta try, unless you can tell us, like, another way out.
There's passages from here that can lead you further. There's one that goes from where the Temple Guardian and should lead to the surface.
Well, guys, looks like we're going to the Temple Guardian. Yeah? Because we went out?
I have a question. To which gods are these temples made to?
These temples are made for Lunasail, goddess of the veil and of the moon, as the reflecting pools are part of her showing her majesty.
Curious. It seems to have seen a lot of decay for a temple that's had guardians here recently.
Well, we're not permitted outside.
Additionally, there were things on it that seemed connected with Helios. Why would that be the case?
Reflecting pools, I think, are common amongst those who inhabit our Skies, I do not blame you for being confused.
I'd like to sense motive,
Okay,
whatever
sure.
it's called.
I would
Insight.
also like an insight.
Sure.
Natural 1.
You're not certain, but like, there's a part of you you're like, this dude is got to be lying to me.
19.
19, you think he's telling the truth.
Can I investigate?
This is insight, not investigation. Unless you're trying to like
Investigate.
check his pockets or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
The investigate's like, all right, spread out, pat down.
I think Sil goes over there and puts his arm around the guy, like, "Look, man, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you better, okay?" And he's gonna try to reach into his pockets.
He would like recoil when you tried to touch him. No, I don't place hands on me, or you are subject to what I have.
Oh, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, all right. I back off.
I have no quarrel with your god. So, we'll let this be. We will help your temple guardian.
I thank you.
If we kill it, is that okay, or should we try to find some way to cure it without killing it?
Our guardian goes through cycles of rebirth. If you destroy it, it'll be born again, but anew, fresh,
Well,
untainted.
perfect.
And the other temples are also temples to Lunasil, correct?
Yes, they are. They are on the north, southeast, and west side of the jungle.
Alright.
And what is the degrees or the way to find them? If they are similarly obscured as this one, it would quicken our journey considerably. If you could give us a guide.
Are you able to communicate with your bird?
Yes.
Well, from above, there's a large hole in the canopies near each.
Perhaps the bird has visited them in a different form. And then I stretch my bird and walk on to start investigating the designs around the walls. I kind of get bored of the conversation and politely look around.
So,
I am prepared.
are we ready to do this, or?
I'm decently ready. Is there exactly a game plan?
Well, I'm gonna put heroism on you to start with.
Okay.
Why not on me?
I could put it on to make you seem to like to throw your javelin.
Alright, then give me the. Tell me I'm doing a good job.
I will tell you you're doing a good job.
Mhm.
Don't worry
I
about it.
try to bless you.
Jeanette,
Devourer of cats.
Good.
Jeanette, would you object if I gave you a magical spell?
I would not object to a magical skill as long as it's not like a fireball.
No, I cannot cast it. And I would not cast it on you.
And
Okay.
you point to Gizmo. What do you do?
Adam, your headphones are like coming unplugged and plugged.
Is that better?
I'll be throwing my
It's
toys.
a lot quieter.
He will
Not
be
bad.
hurting it. He will be hurting the guardian.
Alright.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. The North Point Temple Guard would sort of turn to you. If you want to check our, before you go, the room that housed this hidden artifact, so over here to the left.
I will check it.
Okay.
I'll join you.
Let's go check.
Sure, so make investigation checks as you guys approach.
I'm just going.
I will walk in there. I will be like, I will need some time, and I begin casting Identify.
It's identify on an area or on an object?
The Identify
It
needs to be on
is.
a specific object.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of detect magic. Never mind. Yeah, investigation then.
Okay.
15.
Was anyone else investigating?
I'm just helping him.
Okay.
Oh, then I get advantage.
Yeah.
And
And I'll do it.
I'll investigate. And I'll help.
23.
I'll help Gizmo.
Okay.
So Gizmo gets advantage.
nothing if not consistent. Okay, so a 23 from Bravo and a 22 from Gizmo. You all start searching pretty thoroughly. The first thing that you come across is that the door was picked at some point, like the lock was picked, and then you can tell that the door was broken from the inside. So you can see like where sort of the wood and with like metallic lining, the wood has been splintered and the metallic lining has sort of been bent out of shape. You can also tell going in, it seems to be full of just random sort of natural things. None of them seem to have inherent value, but perhaps have more historical or maybe alchemical value. But you can see like a place in the wall where it has been shifted and moved out, and inside there's like a small like container or vial that seems to be empty.
I will carefully take a leather sack and, like, without touching the vial, just scoop it up into that, seal it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a cursory scan of the items in here, looking for anything related to a specific deity.
Okay. Yeah, make a religion check then.
Sure. That would be right. 16.
16 going through. Are you looking specifically for something related to your patron, or are you looking for something versus another specific god?
No, I'm looking for my god in specific.
Okay. Yeah, so looking through, keeping an eye out, you don't see anything that is in resemblance to your god or perhaps is related. Glancing through, again with the investigation check, you guys do find 2 lesser healing potions.
No.
That are sort of tucked away beneath something.
Jeanette, these probably should go to you, as I believe you will be the one.
Sure, I'll be up in France.
We got a couple of those. Yeah, could I get one of them? I kind of.
He has gotten consistently hurt.
Is this true?
Yeah. So who's getting? There's 2 of them. Who's getting what? They're common healing potions.
I'm getting
I'll
one
get
and Sil's getting one.
Okay. Add them to your sheets.
Okay.
Okay.
Gizmo, I have a bit of a plan. If I use most of my abilities to help Jeanette produce summon up a little bit of damage, a little bit of flair for this creature.
What was your plan?
If I enhance Jeanette, which is the woman right here with the large hammer, could you hurt the creature directly? Do I need to worry about doing that?
No, I can hurt the creature directly.
Perfect.
Since it sounds like everyone's doing some thorough investigations on this, the North Point Temple Guard would approach once more towards you. I hate to do this, but it seems that my time of sanity is rapidly closing. If when you're complete, you could release the wasps, they will need to settle elsewhere without anyone tending to them.
Understood. I shall do so.
How would we do this? Where is this wasp release?
There's a
We'll figure
lever.
it out.
There's a lever on the wall.
We'll figure it out. Let's go to the temple garden.
All right, guys. Just up these stairs, yeah?
Yes. And do be careful, he would say. You can see him like walking up the stairs as you guys came in. And as you sort of exit that area, you see him like flick this lever that you didn't see before, and it kind of closes behind you.
Oh,
Well,
great. Okay.
unfortunately for him, he's stuck on that one platform forever.
Mhm. Let's go.
Anjanette, right before we go in, immediately before we go in, I will
Mhm.
need your hand for just a second.
You can hold my hand, you just have to ask.
Well, precisely. And then I will cast Protection from Good and Evil the moment right before we go in the room on Anjanette.
Yeah, 12 seconds before we go in the room, I cast heroism on Anjanette.
Oh.
Just like a pat on the shoulder.
Thank all of you, and I'm going to bless. I thank myself. I'm going to include, sorry, processing names, Geo into this because Geo does a lot of attack rolls. And I think I'm going to include Still. Those are my 3.
Okay, good.
To flavor the protection.
Huh?
To flavor the protection, he kind of sings songs, song in what we would associate with Welsh. You know, a lot of Y's and D's and and multiple D's in a word.
So I have 2 guys whispering songs into my ears.
Precisely. And then,
Guilty
and,
feet have got no rhythm.
and then a small but not painful zap of lightning bursts into you, and suddenly, like the oppressive purple mist just gets farther away, like you're repulsing it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well then.
Well then.
Once more into the breach, my friends.
Yep.
Yep.
Geo, you got this, my guy. So you'll be starting with Bardic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way up these stairs. They're kind of hazardous. You're being very careful not to slip and fall, as it's just like stone planks sticking out of the wall that you guys have to sort of make your way up. You think under different circumstances it might be, architecturally interesting, but given the stress, you just make your way carefully up. And after you make your way to this arch and sort of push through, you come into a room that's got sort of a central area where this massive tree is sort of growing out, its roots digging deep into this sort of expansive pool that's around it. And this pool is like very dark purple, and you can see areas across the way that sort of water is flowing out of.
Okay. Creature or anything?
No, doesn't seem to be a creature.
Approach the tree a little. Go examine it more.
One moment.
Okay.
This is a trick my teacher told me to always try if you believe that there is an ambush. I will light a torch, and I will put like some a charcoal piece of paper in it so it smokes, so it just has kind of an unpleasant smoke that starts to come out, and throw it into the room.
Okay. You throw it out and it kind of scatters across the stone. Smokes heavily. Nothing seems to happen.
This works better when it breathes. Just smoke.
Strike the tree.
Go strike the tree.
I pull out my crossbow and I shoot the tree.
Oh, that's rude.
Okay, yeah, roll to attack. Roll to hit the tree.
All right.
Tree dodges.
Oh!
Boss music begins playing. The health bar.
The
I
elf.
think that it's attack with my crossbow is +4. Gotcha. Okay. So, 11 to hit the tree.
Yeah, so you send it, it's like, boom, sticks into the tree. Doesn't stick very deep.
No. Yeah, it's probably, I guess it's not the tree, guys. Uh, Ag Aginette, you are probably at like 9 extra temp HP right now.
Press on.
Mm-hmm. Let's start to explore the area.
Yeah, the room seems to end here. It's you've got sort of fairly deep water around. There's a circle platform, half circle you were standing on, that leads to a further circle platform. You can see that the roots sort of go into this water, and the tree itself looks quite sickly. But you don't see any indication of creatures.
Thaumaturgy, reach up 1 foot, stamp it down to create a tremor through the room.
Yeah, so reaching your foot up, stepping down, kind of a goes across. There's a pause. The tree takes a step towards you all. And with that, we will take our break.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in half an hour for this exciting fight.
Should
Catch you
I
then.
roll damage?
Hello. Put a flat danva. Is that a flat danva?
Mm-hmm.
Rip. All right. So we laugh left. Nice. We last left the party as a tree in the center of this chamber started to come to life, breaking off of its roots and stepping towards the party. And I will move you guys to a map.
Yay.
And I moved so far away.
Oh boy.
Big oh boy.
A big old boy.
And he's apparently on the map. Oi,
Good luck.
there you are.
Good luck, Ashenet. So wait,
So roll initiative.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh.
No.
Great roll.
Hey.
Oh, the DM rolled in that one.
Mm-hmm.
That only makes sense. It is a tree.
It's kind of rooted in place, huh?
Everyone should be able to see their turns.
Okay.
Waiting on. Do you know how to add yours? If you click right next to your name, you can
I
put
don't
a number
see
there.
Gizmo up.
I do.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
There you go.
Oh, he really is rooted in place.
So going first is Geo, surprisingly, with a 12.
Yep.
As a note before we start, with Bardic Inspiration, you don't have to add it until after you've rolled.
Okay.
Okay. We'll keep
Yeah.
that in mind.
So,
Point
and
to
you have
finger.
it for 10 minutes. So,
Gotcha. But I know you can't do another inspiration until I use it.
no, I just can't give you another inspiration.
Ah, okay. I understand. Point an accusatory finger at the creature. There's a whoa. As I hex him, I'm going to choose to hex strength. And then I will take the spear and hurl it at him. I will not use inspiration. 23 to hit.
23 hits.
All right. 8 damage.
Okay. And this is...
So 2 of it is force, 6 of it is necrotic.
Okay. That'll bring us to
I'll
Bravo.
move over to here.
why am I up front? Yeah. Can I roll a? Is there any kind of knowledge to look at this creature and make a guesstimate on what it's, if it has any weaknesses?
You can make a nature check.
I'll go ahead and do that. A 9.
You got no idea. You don't know what this...
May I make a nature check? Or should I just do that on my turn?
that would be on your turn.
Okay.
I will. Okay, I will. prestidigitation to light another torch. Then, before I do that, describe to me the kind of the layout of the room below and above. Like, what's the ceiling like?
The ceiling seems to be like almost fairly natural. It's like, cobbled together with stone. Around, you don't know really quite how deep the water is. You think it's probably at least 10 feet deep. And it's got this like purpley goo on each of the walls. There's water pouring in, and you can see underneath it there's drains that's pulling the liquid out. And then this creature is in the center.
And the roots around, what are they like?
They look diseased. They've got this purple goop dripping out of it into this pool.
I will send my bird forward and use prestidigitation. My bird can use a spell I have that would appear in my hand, and it would appear in its hand. I will use prestidigitation to manifest the image of a small flame, using the the small handheld image property of the spell.
Okay, and where are you putting your bird?
It will fly up like this, around, trying to distract the creature.
Here you go. There's a bird for you. Let me settings. All players. Okay. There you go. Place it accordingly.
It will fly out that direction.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
No, there's really nothing else I can do.
That'll make it Sill's turn.
Okay. Syl is going to. We're gonna do some experimentation.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Or not. No. I'm good. Yeah, I'll be like, hey, you got a little bit of stuff on your face there. It's kind of purple and gross. Using vicious mockery on it.
Okay.
Does it seem like it's a valid target?
How I understand vicious mockery, they just need to be able to hear you, not understand you.
Yeah.
So, it seems to be.
Okay. So
They will pass their save with a natural 20.
Oh, damn. Okay. Then I'd like to make a nature check.
Sure.
The same for a nature check. No.
Yeah, you've never seen anything like this.
Okay. Yeah, nothing in my books, for sure. Then I point to the gnome. I'm like, Gizmo, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. I can tell it already. Why don't you fuck this thing up?
Okay, that'll make it Ajanette's turn.
So Gizmo, you have public inspiration.
Oh, no one's moving up, so I guess I'll be the first one to do that. And then I'm going to toss out Guiding Bolt and try to hit it.
Okay.
Plus D4. A 25.
25 will hit.
Alrighty. Yep. So 46 radiant. 14. And the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Yeah, so you cast this bolt out that sort of bursts again against this creature, knocking it from its roots a little bit as it staggers back. It is now surrounded in radiant light, making it easier to hit. That'll make it Gizmo's turn. You're muted.
Yep. So I'm going to walk within 60 feet. So I believe I'm here. So I can go 20, so 5, 10, 20. And then, is this area open or is there a wall there?
There's not a wall. This is an open area.
Then I'm going to use catapult and throw one of my toys at the monster. Also, what size is it? Is it small, medium?
It is huge size.
Or...
It is 20 feet tall.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to throw one of my toys at it.
Okay. And with catapult, that is a dex save, so it will roll a dex save. What's the DC?
13.
Are we sure it doesn't have a minus? No, it'll pass.
Yeah, 13.
So on a pass. Okay, so it just kind of, you take your toy out and kind of whiz it past and bounces off the armor and just sort of scatters off. That'll make it this creature's turn. Sort of raises, cracks from its roots, and moves forward. Okay, so it will move to here, just kind of stomping. You can see now that it's just covered in this like pink pollen-like spores and fluff and fungus. Its eyes, which you think once perhaps glowed blue, now have this pink and purple sort of energy to them. And sort of on the center of its head, there is a cobalt hand stamp. But it'll reach back and just kind of, as it swings at Agenette with its arm.
Ah, damn it!
You did get an
I know.
additional +3.
I know, I have
Wait.
12 extra hit points. This is
Wait.
great. But
That's
She has
good.
protection. There is disadvantage.
It is one of the creatures. It may not be an outsider.
Well, it just has to be evil. It doesn't have to be an outsider.
This creature is unaligned.
oh,
Okay. So 14 points of damage is it.
thank God. Oh, your heroism. Fuck yeah, my guy. Oh.
So like holding your ham up, you're able to like stop it from crushing you completely, but sort of this like sheet music that's wrapped around you is just blown away from the strike. That'll make it Gio's turn.
Gio will kind of grimace at the strike against Agenette, pull back his spear, and will hurl it in the center mass of the creature.
Okay.
You have advantage.
All right. So that would be
18 plus 5.
23 to hit.
23 will hit.
All right. 9 points damage.
Okay.
Man, that max hex damage every time.
That'll bring it to Bravo's turn.
Okay, I will. Do I see anything magical? Like, is there an obvious magical circle powering this creature?
No.
Okay. Oh, I'm pretty useless here. My familiar is an owl. Owls have 60 foot of fly speed, so what I can do is my familiar will come by and grab the torch from my hands.
Okay.
And then, how tall is the creature?
20 feet tall.
And how tall is the chamber?
40 feet.
Okay, and then it will fly up in preparation to do something. And then I will. Fuck. I guess I'll just cast catapult. It has to make a dex save.
What's the DC?
13.
It
So
will
it
fail.
passes. Oh.
It's got a
That's
plus 0.
penalty.
The other torch, the first one that I did not light at the beginning of the combat, will fly into it. Torches are 1 pound. The weight limit is 5 pounds for catapult, so it should be a legitimate object.
Okay, yeah. You hurl it.
I don't know if the fire does anything, but it's gonna take 3d8 damage.
Yeah.
15 damage
Nice.
Pretty good.
to both the torch and the creature. So I assume the torch is
And
bursting.
what kind of damage is it?
It's decided by DM. I think it's bludgeoning by default because you're just hurling the object into the thing, kind of like a mace hit.
It is bludgeoning. You do note that it resists bludgeoning damage with this.
Does the fire do anything?
I'll say it does 8 points of fire damage.
Okay, well that's me.
Okay. That'll take us to Syl. Ajanette's on deck.
So Syl is going to load up his crossbow and shoot this guy. The guiding bolt landed, yeah. So that means we all have advantage.
But I think it's
No.
only the next attack.
Yeah, Gio already claimed that.
Hmm?
Gio already got the advantage. It's on the next attack. Gio
Okay,
already
that's
got it.
fine. That's fine. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 will hit.
Okay. That is 26 plus 2. Five damage. And
This is piercing damage?
yeah.
Okay.
And I'll like Ajanette, you got this. I know you got this. Show him you got it.
Mhm. I got this.
Your turn?
So you get Bardic. That's
Yep.
it.
I'm ready. Warhammer it.
Okay.
Two-handed. Try to sweep for. It's the thick tree legs.
The triple C thick.
Triple C thick. Turn one C around so it's a circle just like its legs. 15?
A 15 will hit.
Okay. All right. Okay. So sad.
So sad.
That's so sad.
Seems to resist bludgeoning damage pretty heavily.
Damn.
And you take 3 points of poison damage as you kind of crack into it, like a puff of poison, just spores sort of puffs out.
Yikes. This is unpleasant. Unpleasant.
That'll make it Gizmo's turn.
So I'm gonna try that again. Let's see if he can make a reflex save.
My boy, catapult.
Yeah.
He
It's
doesn't
same
add
roll, too.
anything, but it's 14.
Mm.
It's a shame. That'll make it its turn. It's gonna walk to here,
Mm-hmm.
just striding over Ajanet. It's gonna swing at Bravo because Bravo did the most damage to it.
No, I did. It's a resistance.
Yeah,
It only
good.
takes 7.
Right, and the other damage it took was 3 and 2,
And some damage from Geo.
and some damage from Geo, but it can't reach Geo.
Yep.
What's your AC?
11 right
10.
now.
Okay, it'll miss as it swings down, like cracks the stone next to you.
No, thank you. I'm not interested.
That'll make it Geo's turn.
Geo, I don't think I have room to get around it and go this way. I think I'm going to stay where I'm at. Hurl a spear.
Okay.
Hail, gods of war! He'll call out as he throws it. Will a 19 hit?
19 will hit.
Cool. 5 damage.
Okay. Bravo, Syl, Gizmo, and Ajanet will take 3 points of poison damage as puffs out these poison spores.
Ah!
I might be dying.
Bravo's turn. What you got?
I will. I don't know how it moved past Gizmo and Ajanet to get here, but I really wish it hadn't.
It didn't move outside my threatened range, so it doesn't provoke.
Yeah.
I made it how it just it fit through that space to come and sloop me in directly in the face.
It just walked over. It's 20 feet tall.
Well, shit. I will. If I could just. Okay. The protection is not helping Ajanet. I will drop that to cast Levitate, which is a different concentration spell, but whatever.
Yeah, and I do need concentration checks from everybody who's maintaining a spell that just got poison boofed.
Well, I
How do you
drop
roll?
it anyway, but I will roll it.
It's just a con save.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you add your casting mod?
No.
It's a constitution.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, and you're trying to hit above a 10. Or 10 and up, I should say. All right,
Yeah.
all spells maintained. Well done. So you cast Levitate. Is there anything else you do?
Yeah. What I want to do is, I will
rise by 20 feet. That means I'm not leaving it space, so it doesn't get an opportunity to attack me.
Checks out. So you fly.
And then my bird will go over here. It has a 60-foot owls have a 60-foot fly speed, so it can cover that in a single move action.
Right.
Pops up here, and it will do a help action on Geo's next action, whatever that is.
Okay, so here's the question. What height is your bird flying?
As high as it could. Because it spent the last turn, it flew 20 feet to me and then directly up.
Right, and I'll say it can't fly right against the ceiling because it's got to flap its wings. But I'll say
Okay.
5 feet down would put it 35 feet up. Creature's 10 feet tall. It would not be able to reach your bird. Barely.
That's good, because my bird has roughly the same AC I do and 2 health.
2 health
But-
bird.
Yeah.
That'll
No,
make it-
owls are really good.
Sill's
But-
turn.
So first thing that happens is we update Ajanette's health. There we go.
Yeah.
So Sill is going to Sill wants to be 15 feet away. But Sill is not going to be 15 feet away. This would not leave the threatened area, yeah?
You're not sure?
Okay, well then I'll just go to there. He looks like he's got big, long arms. So we'll just take a side step so I'm not directly adjacent to it. And
My guy, do you play
Um,
basketball? Your arms are so big and long.
yeah, I'm gonna bonus action healing word to Jeanette.
Oh, thank you. Blessed be.
Blessed be indeed. Like, hey, we're gonna get through this. So that's
I hope so.
plus 3. So
As,
5
as,
healing.
a, as a matter of shop, I'm moving Bravo down just so I can see his health, not to indicate some form of movement. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to vicious mockery this creature
Okay.
because yeah.
What do
That's
you
it.
say?
I say, man, the guy covered in fungus. You sure aren't the fun guy.
What's the DC?
13. 13 wisdom.
It'll pass.
Hello. Ah, shit. Oh well.
That'll make it Ajanette's turn.
Okay. So I'm going to put my Warhammer away and take out a javelin, but I'm going to use it in melee.
Okay.
I'm going to try to hit it.
Do it.
Mm-hmm. So I want to at least try to do as much damage as I can. Oh, that's not that good. That's 10.
No, 10 will not hit.
Mm-hmm.
Gibbon? Oh, no, you used it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
All right. That'll make it Gizmo's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna run up to it and attack it with my dagger.
Okay, it's right next to you. You don't have to run, so you can just attack it.
Okay.
You are flanking.
Oh!
with Ajanette.
What kind
advantage.
of flanking bonuses do I get?
It's just advantage.
Did I have flanking?
Yeah.
I should have got an advantage. $17.
Those both hit.
Oh, no. So I'll do the 17.
The 17 will hit, and the 17 will hit.
Oh, that's not. D4.
A 20 would also hit.
Nice. Having a tree?
Mm-hmm. Just stab the tree real quick.
Just doing some math here real quick.
On my turn, I would have said, once you're done attacking, back off just a little bit.
So from these two attacks, puffs of poison will come out.
Am I dead?
It does 6 points since it's two of them, so you might be unconscious.
I am unconscious. Levitate ends.
20
Luckily,
feet
I
up.
just checked. And when levitate ends, it says you float slowly to the ground. Not that you just drop and die.
Good check.
check.
Good job, inventor of the spell.
Yes!
But with
Yeah,
those
they
two
will.
attacks, that'll do it.
Yay!
Nice.
Good, because I might be dead. Let's roll some
So-
saving.
It happens on your turn. Let DM.
Yeah, so with Gizmo running up and knifing at its leg and Ajanette seeing kind of the weak point and stabbing at the same part, the leg kind of before it and topples in front.
So hey, we did it.
Did it! Yay!
Giovanni would rush over. Is the body like discorporating, or is it remaining there?
Like spores are rising off of it pretty heavily, and it seems to be like slowly disintegrating away.
Okay, I'll let it go.
I think we
Try
set
to
this thing
catch
on fire,
my
yeah.
calls.
Okay.
How are you? How are you, my friend? I say to Syl.
Hey, look, I didn't get poisoned this fight, so hey, that's a win for me, I think. I think we did good. You did great, my man.
You kept
Good
me
drive,
safe,
you.
so to speak.
Huh?
You kept me safe, so to speak.
Okay. So Ajanette, you catch Bravo as he sort of floats down. Is there anything else you're doing?
Yeah, I'm going to do a medicine check on him.
Okay.
Bird will attempt the help action.
Thanks, Bird. Yeah, hold that scalpel as I knit your master back together.
Familiar to the help action, so it's like one of the only two actions they even get. So might as well.
Let's try. Oh, let's see, roll.
It gives you advantage.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. There you go.
20 will do it. So between the bird, like picking at the sores that have sort of formed all over Bravo, and you sort of going to work trying to get rid of as much of sort of the corruption as possible, he's stabilized.
Good. Good. The wizard is fine. Bravo's fine.
Now, looking around, the roots now have like completely rot up and just start flaking off in small pieces into the water. And the water starts to get just a little clearer.
Let's stay here for a bit, rest, see how clear the water goes. And then release the wasps.
Perhaps,
Release the wasps.
Release
Right.
the wasps.
Yeah, perhaps we can find the exit that we left from. Find
Yes.
the body.
Find the armor, yes.
Yes,
One
and
thing-
I kind of want my VO back.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, of course.
So, how long are you resting for?
A short rest so Bravo is awake.
Yeah, just a short rest.
Okay.
Good with me.
An hour.
All right. So you take a short rest. Bravo, you heal from a short rest. So you
During
roll a hit die.
I go to 0. Right? Because
You're stabilized.
You're already stabilized at 0. After a short rest, you roll your hit die.
Right.
You
and
spend
add your
hit
con
die.
mod or whatever.
Yeah.
you add your con mod.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heal back to full.
So you're up at 4.
No.
In that hour, Gio?
I'm uninjured.
No, sorry, you said in that hour.
Oh,
No.
yes. Yeah, thank you. In that hour, I approach Ashenet and Bravo and Ashenet and the amulet. This one has an image of a deciduous tree on it, like a floofy tree.
What is this?
Think of it as a reward for what you did. I appreciate you keeping that creature off of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amulet. I suppose that I wanted to talk with both of you about this at the same time because I wasn't really able to explain it to Bravo. It's a symbol that you are under my protection. For other members of my faith, it will at least be a curiosity and not very strong. So it's not as valuable as if you were getting it from someone.
Talk about gods of war, faith. What exactly is your religion?
I serve the flayed god, Vatlau Descat.
Uh-huh.
That is
Can I do a religion on the flayed god real quick?
Yeah, you can make a religion check on Tlatzlau Kitesket.
A 10.
10, you haven't heard of it, but in all fairness, you weren't extremely sort of religiously upbrought.
I don't know much about gods, so but I'm grateful for you thinking about this and giving it to me. I have done a bit with you.
you would not.
As it is, Gio, Avrila does not object to you, so I think you're a good man. Perhaps you desire to be a different kind of good man. That is fine. I thank you for the recognition. I'm not sure what you're saying it means, if anything, but thank you.
It says you are under my protection.
Mm.
It both has a symbol related to my god and my own name. If someone were to take your life, I would punish them. That is what it means.
If someone
I am not very strong, so it is not as useful as if a more powerful member of my faith gave an amulet.
someone were to take your life, I would punch them, and I am very strong. They would die.
You would say, laughing at that. Yes, it's like that. It's like that.
Understood.
The other thing, if it breaks, it's fine. I can make another one. It is not a big deal.
Okay.
If you lose it, or if it gets stolen, I can. It's out there in the world, and I can only make 8 of these.
Perhaps. Tell me, Gio, you said earlier that we were not quite friends yet. Does this mean we are now?
Yes.
Then that is my biggest win of the day.
You would not. It was well earned. You traveled across the bridge perilously.
Anyway, I do not feel quite right. I would like to examine the rest of the chamber real fast before we leave.
Oh, okay.
One last thing. You are free to give the amulet away, but you must tell me first. If, for example, a member of your family or something like that would prefer to have my protection on you, you may do so. But you have to tell me.
I understand.
Bravo will arrange himself in a comfortable position, meditate into the senses of his bird. His owl had 60-foot dark vision, so that's how he'll kind of examine the room with the advantage of the owl's eyes.
Okay.
He'll look for anything, like any symbols of power or indications of what's going on magically.
Make an Arcana check.
10.
10. From the best that you can understand, you remember that the creature had this, like, handprint on its face? And do you remember the guy from before, the guard of the North Temple, telling you about this guy that came before that had this, like, liquid cobalt gauntlet? So, I mean, that makes sense. But as far as anything specifically happening, you don't have much of an idea?
Gio, how much of these coals do you want?
It's going to totally disintegrate. I want it, but I think I will not keep it. If I try and make something with it, the effort.
Perhaps it is too far going for me as well. I'm ready. I've examined the room.
Alright. Let's go release the bees.
So, you're pretty handy there. Gizmo. You can do that stuff all the time.
Thank
What are
you.
these? What are these toys you're throwing out? These little balls.
They're my clockwork toys. They're armadillos.
Well, that's pretty cool. Like they're all like you got a bunch of little tiny armadillos. The big one on your shoulder there.
Correct.
I saw him work on some of them back at his workshop. It was very interesting how many parts each has also look like armadillo.
So these armadillos are full of other smaller armadillos.
No. But some of the parts look like it.
I am fully confused. Well, let's go release some wasps. You can fight by my side any day, brother.
Wasp time.
Okay. So making your way out of the chamber.
Never.
Yeah, making your way out of the chamber and finding the lever that was sort of pointed out to you. You pull on it and you can hear like the door or the wall really in front of you start to rumble as it kind of like the entrance starts to lower. And out of it you start hearing as 5 or 6 of these man-sized wasps come out of it. They fly like following the stairs across the wall and go into the room that you guys just came from.
Follow the wasps.
Okay, let's go look at
Still
the
charges after them.
Okay. Chasing after them. Once you reach the chamber, they're all standing by the back wall, just sort of either hovering or some of them perched on walls. They all seem to be gathered around one spot.
We'll go examine the spot. Maybe they know the way out.
Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check.
Oh
Can I
no.
also attempt this?
Sure.
I'll have my bird help me.
I will assist Arjeanette.
Oh, thank you. I got you in.
Oh, hell yeah.
22.
Okay. With a 22, you're able to find fairly easily that there's like a panel that you can press in, and you think that it probably connects to some sort of escape from the area here.
Press.
Ajanette, the wasps, pretty good. Like looking
The
at them,
wasps are pretty good.
they're pretty good.
Push button.
Okay,
Does
and
my
and
bird
as you
like
do,
them?
it sort of splits in the middle and opens up to about like a 4x4 hole, and like daylight immediately pierces through this room. And looking out, you are right, like at that reflecting pool that you once started at, but you're at the north side of it now, where sort of the waterfall was at previously.
I look for the armor.
Yeah, same.
Looking down towards the entrance, you see a piece of armor that's been wrapped up in rope that apparently the rope has snapped, as well as seems to be a musical instrument of some kind.
Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Giovanni would go and reacquire it.
Okay. It's not super difficult. You have to be very cautious, but you're able to like hoist it back up onto your back and make your way. You're now sort of at the top of this this circle, sort of up on the top, but you've collected the armor.
Did you grab my viol while you were down there?
No.
Oh shit.
Then he would take the viol out of his pack and hand it over.
You got me, man. I should have known. I've been trying to teach you how to play this thing. I should have known you wouldn't have ever let it wouldn't have left it behind.
No, I
That's on me.
want to see you fall down.
Fair enough.
I don't recall that Seal ever fell down. I believe only I did.
Oh, perhaps.
No, I did. I climbing down, I fell. I lost my footing and fell on my butt. It
Very
was unfortunate.
Now let us
Yeah.
report back, get some money, I guess.
Yes, pursue.
It seems like we might have 3 more of these places to go to.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we will catch this person before they get to it.
What does astral means? Like sky stuff, yes?
Partially.
I was going to ask, does the astral conclave strike any recollection with any of you? It does not with me.
If it means sky stuff, then yes. If it doesn't, then no.
I could also try roll on it.
I could too, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a history check.
I got that. Unfortunately, Bird cannot help with history. It does not have the required intelligence score.
The bird does not know much of what happened even yesterday.
Still with that 24 from a nat 20.
So with a natural 20, I will say that you briefly have recollections that your father once worked with one of these people from the astral conclave. The rank that this person had, they called him an unquestionable, one of the higher ranking ones.
Okay.
You know that they can acquire things that you need.
Okay. Seems like so the Astral Conclave are a group of people who can acquire things that are that you need. Generally, it seems used by less than savory people.
That would make makes sense.
They
Yeah.
might be interesting to me. I have a few things I have lost that I want to get.
But you're not less than Saber. So
Oh, but I might be able to punch them, and maybe I'll get something out of it,
like a
Also,
pinata,
perhaps-
like a pinata.
Perhaps you could also ask your friends and us to help you rather than this astral conclave, which apparently is looting temples and starting magical plagues.
I'm not ask. You're not understanding. I'm not asking them to get me things. I'm asking them to tell me where things are, or I'm breaking their heads.
Hmm. Anyway, I know of a couple of people who might know of them. Perhaps I could ask them for some sort of meeting or something.
I do want to go to these temples if they're going to this astral conclave. I want to
Right,
meet them.
that takes priority.
Okay, so where are you headed?
Back to
Town.
town first.
Okay.
Get paid.
So making your way back into town, you don't get bothered. For some reason, sort of the northern portion of the forest seems a little tamer than when last you came through. But easily enough, you're able to make your way back into town.
No, the person who actually gave us the contract was that woman. I think perhaps she will be the one to pay out as well.
Yes, the Tipsy Whisker. Let's go there.
Okay.
Gizmo, you're gonna love this place.
He's been.
To the Tipsy Whisker?
Right, that's where I sent FLR with the letter that got him here.
Yeah, you briefly visited. As you guys are passing by, you can see a bit of a crowd has formed off to one side.
And the Tipsy Whisker?
No. This would be on the way in. This would be like a little outside of town square. The Tipsy Whisker is almost coastal, so or not quite coastal, but lakeside.
Let's go see what all these small people are doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have my bird fly over and
It can't be any
tell me what
good.
people are saying.
Okay. Yeah. So approaching, Ajanet and the bird both have a bird's eye view, since one is tall and one is a bird. So Ajanet's able to see. Also, the bird will be able to see this. There is a single figure who is like standing up on a small crate and talking to the crowd. Ajanet is kind of catching the tail end of this. You would recognize the figure as the man who ran the miracle shop on the edge of town.
The man
This
of which of all gods.
Seraph's miracle shop. He would be finishing up a tale, it seems. Then lastly, the pilgrim went and met a bit of a playboy, if you will, traveling here and there, having his tastes of delights of the earth, and the pilgrim learned many things from this person. But I ask you, dear listeners, he would say, sort of gesturing around, whom is the most important character in the story? One of them would kind of shout out, I think it was the hunter. And one's like, no, it was the war guy. Seraph would sort of speak up. Oh, well, then it seems you've missed the point of this tale. I'll be at my shop selling wares. Be sure to check in. We've got the finest, he would say before sort of hopping down and walking through the crowd.
What did he say?
He was telling a tale, a parable of sorts, but it seemed kind of shoddy. That said, he ended it with an ad for his shop and told them
No, before that.
before that.
Pilgrim met Playboy.
And then he asked the crowd who was the most important character, and apparently they all got it wrong. There was some sort of warmaker, a hunter.
What is upsetting you?
I don't know. Suspicious of him.
This is
I'm
pretty
kind of suspicious of him
I'll,
too, honestly.
I'll stop by and see him later.
I
Yeah,
would,
maybe he's the guy. We should find out how long he's been here.
I
I
think
would
he's
warn,
not the guy because he'd have a gauntlet of purple. He'd also be looking for a temple.
I would warn you, Gio, if you plan to talk to that man, I don't claim to say it is the power of gods, but he has power. There is real power in that shop.
That's he may have some power, and he may be more powerful than I am. And just
It is considerable power, and it is invasive power. It looks into you.
I'm gonna go experience the purring and powder of cats now.
go ahead.
I wish to experience the economic power of getting paid for my work.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, are we splitting up here, or is everyone going
Yeah.
to the shop? I mean, everyone going to the tipsy.
I'm gonna go to the shop.
Okay. You can go to the shop. Is anyone following Geo, or is everyone else going to the Whisker?
I'll go with Gio, unless he
Okay.
tells me not to.
Would you two prefer one of us to get your money and bring it to the shop?
We'll
That's
meet
fine.
you at the back at the Tipsy Whisker.
Okay. I will probably
And,
say different
and-
then, as my bird would not enjoy all the cats.
I would ask Gizmo, once we get paid, if you'd hold on to my money my share of the money.
I think I didn't.
I'll be going to the Tipsy Whisker.
Okay. Sil asked if you could hold on to his share for him. I'm gonna assume that he gives a nod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the Whisker's a little closer to where you guys are, so that group arrives first. You would find it about as busy as it always is. There's 3 or 4, groups that are having conversations. A pair here, a trio there, and you can see Aldore behind the bar, putting drinks together.
As a
That's
sensible,
all right.
I let my bird fly up to the roof outside before entering so that they don't get assaulted by cats.
Okay.
Adore would approach.
I also approach.
The water was being polluted in the jungle. We solved it. It was difficult.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But tell me all about it.
Sure, I'll tell you all about it. It was a strange temple to Moon Goddess.
Lunacea.
Thank you.
Well, I
And
don't
those
doubt there's
things-
old temples there. We have a temple in town even. They have the most beautiful lighting ceremonies once a year, but we're some months away.
But there's other temples that are apparently being targeted by this astral.
Play. There are
Well,
some.
I don't know
No,
anything
I'm
about.
thanking you.
She
Go
was
ahead,
thanking you
Trevor.
for the name.
Yes, this is the Astral Conclave. They are some sort of cabal of criminal acquirers, and apparently one of them accidentally unleashed some sort of supernatural plagues the temple had sealed away at some point. In any case, we slew the monster that was currently polluting the water. We have solved your local crisis, and after you pay us, we will go solve the rest of the known sources.
Well, if you tell me it's solved, I believe you. If you can wait to the end of the day, I'll make sure payment is sent to your room.
Yes.
Thank you.
However, I would appreciate if anything comes back, you would let us know. I will give you my name by which the male in this region knows me by. And we think
They should not be able to come back. However, if they do, we will come back and figure out why.
All right, I'll take it.
So I'll write down sort of the De Marseille name, which I've been going by in this area.
Okay. While you do that, she would take like a bottle out from the back and kind of pop it open and pour sort of this dark purplish like wine into glasses and sort of send it over. Well, if you've solved it, then we'll have more elderberries on the way, and I don't need to save this. So enjoy. It seems like you've earned it.
Thank you, and I'll try it. I'll see what her elderberry booze is like.
Okay, having a sip. It's got a sweetness to it, but it's also got like a fair amount of tang. It's almost like a raspberry in flavor. Also, it's got a bit of a kick to it. So there's that little bit of like fuzziness to your exterior.
I like it. Do you have any other bottles, and how much do they go for?
Well, these sell normally for about $1 for a bottle, but we are running low. So if you can give me some time, I'll be able to replenish.
Let me know. An old mentor would love this. I would love to bring it back as a gift.
She would sort of nod before going and seeing another customer sort of raise a hand. She would walk over in that way. Meanwhile, the other group, Sil and Geo, making your way on the road again.
See, do you mind if you wait outside?
Yeah, I'll wait outside. I'll keep an open ear, though.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. He would say, giving us a deferential nod of his head. I entered the shop.
Okay. It's still got the strong smell of incense to it, but it's not quite as smoky. You think this is like the smell the shop normally is. There hasn't been anything lit recently. Again, the shelves sort of aligned with oddities. But you would find Seraph standing behind the counter. He doesn't see you when you walk in, but he would say, "Oh, customers already. It seems that was good for business."
You.
Me?
Yes. He would take out an amulet out of his bag. He's not handing it over, just showing them the. This amulet appears to have the depiction of a flayed man on it. Just kind of like holding it up accusatory, as one might like show a mirror to a vampire.
Okay.
What does this mean to you?
Ooh. It's a rather grisly depiction, is it not?
Is it?
Well, if it is what I think it is, he would say, sort of looking it over. Have I done something to pique your interest?
You have.
Oh, well, do tell. I do love a good story, especially one about me.
Your he would take it and like pocket the amulet. You're extremely frustrated. You're either exceptionally clever and someone I would like to meet, or you're a fop and a buffoon, and I want nothing to do with you.
I think that's the line I like to walk. So did you come here for something specific?
I did. I came in here for you to prove something to me. Something that I will not say.
You want me to read your mind, then? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh. Well, let me do my best. If you'll come over, I've got a table for these sort of readings. Normally I charge, but I can see you're a man of intensity. Do you want to tell your friend to join us, or shall he stay outside?
It's fine if he stays outside for this.
Very well. He would walk over and sit at like a small tablecloth. Has like a very like comic-esque crystal ball on it but he would lay like a small dark silk tarp over it. So I'm meant to tell you what I think you want to tell me. Am I getting that correct?
Sort.
Well, let me think, he would say, sort of closing his eyes. You feel, first of all, like a bit of a misfit. Someone who's outside of it all. But that's not fortune telling. I can tell that you don't get the best glances in the different parts of the world, so that's not it. I could say that you are someone who takes pride in what they've achieved and what they find, he would say, sort of gesturing, but that's no magic. That's just looking from your garb. A wolf pelt, some sort of insect husk, you say, sort of raising an eyebrow.
The head. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but that's no magic. I could tell you about you're someone who quests, someone seeking something that involves other people, but that could just be phony fortune telling. Any tarot card reader could tell you that. So what is it that you want from me?
I want you to prove you are what I am, or disprove it.
Well, I'm not sure that I am what you are.
Precisely.
Right. This is a weird conversation. I haven't had one like this in a bit.
Yes.
Well, what are you then? If I have to prove myself to be or not to be.
Pause for a second. Hesitate. How is this guy dressed?
He's dressed much like before. He's got like robes on. They seem fairly flowy and garish.
The flowy part. That's gonna confirm it for that. So, Geo will briefly look over to the wolf's head, then look back to him. This guy is going to hear a voice inside his head. It's not going to be, but like Syl outside is not going to hear this.
Right.
Yeah, that's okay. Syl's humming a song to himself right now.
Yeah. The voice does not have Giovanni's normal like intonation and normal, and would instead say a pretty simple or pretty ominous request, as it would say, "Show me your writer."
So you'd see like his eyes sort of like, you could see like his eyebrows like go up a little bit when it first hears it. Then he'd sort of like look at you and like staple his fingers a little more. You know what? I think you would have enjoyed my story in town. Because I don't think we're like you and I, despite the fact that we are alike, you and I. Perhaps you'll have a better answer for me than the townsfolk. Maybe you'll understand my tale.
Dope.
So, a pilgrim is writing a book about his travels. The first person he comes across in his travels is an evangelist, a holy man, someone who can teach him right from wrong. Well, the pilgrim learns much from this holy man and then travels on further. Next, he comes upon a man of history, a man of science, someone who digs and finds the ancient histories in the past and learns much from this man, before once again travels along his way. Next, he finds a military man, a man of law, a man of order, and when having conversations with this man, he learns the value of structure. Moving from then, he finds a lawless man, a man without honor, a man in it for himself. And this pilgrim learns from this man as well. Furthermore, he meets a hunter, someone who's able to find what he needs in the wild, track through it, and he learns much from this hunter. Secondly, he finds a woman, crazed and wild, running about the wildlands, and finds from her ferocity lessons to be learned. And then finally, he finds a bachelor, someone who travels about, peruses women and booze to his own delights, and he learns from this man. Now tell me, who is the most important character in the story?
The most important character in the story, I think, is the pilgrim. But I think the correct answer is they're all the same person.
You're right in some ways. The pilgrim is the most important character. Because without him, we don't have perspective. We've gotten these wild and fantastical beings, all doing their own thing, with no correlation and no connection. You, my friend, I think are a pilgrim.
Perhaps. I have a different story of sorts. But you have already given me the information you want. I want it.
Well, I'm glad
Thank
I
you
could
for
be of
indulging me with
service.
this story.
He would give a deep bow. Feel free to peruse my wares on the way out.
He would leave.
Okay? And
Sill's just fiddling around on his lute outside the shop.
Let's
I'm doing
go.
a street performance. Oh, okay.
okay. And with the two of you walking back to the Tipsy Whisker, I think we will wrap up our session there.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll have another session next week. I think that's the 20th, if math suits me.
I will not. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be missing. So
The only thing that I'm going to be I'm hoping will happen is that we get paid. I'm going to go buy some studded leather armor.
We've been paid, dog.
yeah,
Right,
but
yeah.
he needs to pick up his money.
I'll pick up my money, and I'll just be traveling with you guys for that week.
yeah.
Whatever
And-
you guys do, I'll stick with Geo. And I have a cart, so if we have to do some sort of long distance on the road travel, we have a cart.
Sounds good. But yeah, we will. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week for session 3.